is the expression, are we still together? And it kind of means, are we still hanging in there? And I hope you are still hanging in there. Let's have a look at the next part, which is a gallery section. And this is going to be straight up very out of the box, kind of bring in the element and add the images. Before that, I want to focus on this part here. Now, you remember the previous one, I put this section or this text, this little design area, I put it in a div. And the reason for that is exactly because I'm going to recreate it here. Let's go into Breakdance, and the next thing we have to do is add a section. I'll just click Add Section and it drops it at the bottom. And for this design, we don't need any additional containers. So we're going to work directly in the section. Yeah, I know, wild, right? And the first thing I'm going to do is bring in this div over here. What you also can consider doing is to copy the entire section we have here, which is the About Me section, and then just delete the stuff you don't need and bring in the stuff you do need. Because I'm not going to work with columns or different containers just directly in the section, I'm not going to do that. Let me just open my structure panel again and I'll collapse everything, and this new section I will call Gallery. Enter. Let's go to the gallery, click on the plus. No, not on the plus. Let's go to our div section here. About Me, I'm here in the structure panel. I'll open that second column. This is the div section. I can copy it so many ways. You can go onto the page and you can click here where it says duplicate. The next way is you go to the structure panel where the div is and you say duplicate element. And I think you can also click here on this drop down. No, and there's no duplicate there, but I do believe there's a right click on the page. No, that also doesn't duplicate. So 2 times right, 2 times wrong. Let's go ahead and duplicate it. And I'll drag it now under Gallery. Scroll down to Gallery. Let's change all the text. This one, I'll just triple click and call it Showcase. Showcase. Wait, where is it? Let me put it there. Showcase. My H2 title, Recent Creations. No, this one I don't want all caps. Recent Creations. And this below title, Pottery. This one we'll put in all caps, Pottery for a New You. And you see, by just copying that div, I don't need to do everything again from the beginning. In fact, let's go ahead and give this div a name. In the structure, I'll double click on the name div and I'll call this heading div. I'll still use the word div so I understand which element it is that I'm engaging with. Now below this, I will bring in a gallery element. Let's add and have a look quickly at what is going on over here in the Elements panel. We have a basic section. Let's collapse this. Then we have a blocks section, then site, advanced, dynamic, and forms. And the basic elements are these elements I find you use 95% of the time. For something though, like gallery, this comes to this one, which is blocks. Now, what a block is actually a combination of all the basics in a preset that is ready for you to use, and Breakdance give you some special control over that. Notice though, basic, everything is free, and the moment you go to blocks, you will start to see the Pro label show up. I've said it a few times, we will unlock Pro in module 2 when we will look at multi-pages and a lot of other stuff, and loads of blocks here. Look here as an image comparison, that's free. We have a simple testimonial, which we'll be using later, a fancy testimonial, animated heading, and dual heading. What Breakdance does differently than most builders on the market is that it does not lock these elements so you cannot use them. In fact, Breakdance allows you to use them on your page. The only problem is that they will be faded or grayed out on the front end. I am looking for an element that is a gallery element. And you can see with all these block elements, you can get lost in finding what you need. And the gallery one, I just saw it over here. Again, get familiar with this, but let's just do and go to the box at the top where it says search elements, and I'll type in gallery, and this is much easier. I'll click on it and it drops it onto the page and it brings in a little gallery placeholder for us by default. This is a very powerful one. Now remember, I just want to point it out again. This is a pro feature. It is actually locked, but I'm going to show you just how cool it is, and then we can work on an alternative if you just want to do it for free, but you can practice along. Bring in images first, and I'll click on Add Media. Now here, a small problem is that when I bring in my media, it will add it to these guys, and I want to delete these guys. Let's go to images, and you see there's a little dot, which shows you that Breakdance has made some changes to the default. Select it, and it removes all the images. Beautiful, that's where we want to be. Click on Add Media, go to your folder with your work and all your stuff, and we go to Showcase, and then I will shift click, then just drag it onto my library, wait for it to upload, and this is how easy it is, already selected. And all I need to do is click choose and drops it onto the page. How you style this out is going to be a matter of taste, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and that all happens with your design tab here, which you are familiar with now. Let's have a look. The first one is layout, and you have 4 types. You have the first one, which is a grid, which means each of these blocks have the same aspect ratio. Currently it's 1:1. I can put it on 3:2. And the image will stretch, not stretch, it will adjust to the aspect ratio. Nothing weird, and you get it very nicely laid out. The other thing that's also common for a gallery is the control for columns. How many columns do you want? Like maybe you just want columns. The gap, let me just make these columns a little bit bigger. Let's put it on 4, it looks better. The gap, and that is the space between our images. And if you don't want a gap, there you go. And then you have this option here, which is going to be for our responsive viewing, vertical at which area. We'll go through that later. Have a look at what is the rest here. Masonry. Masonry retains the aspect ratio of the images. So you can see these images come in with different aspect ratio, and then it balances it as best as possible. Justified is going to try and put the images next to each other nicely and stretch them, enlarge or resize them so they are justified. Here, if you want to have control, you have to go to the row height. So if you want something smaller, then you see you work with row height, you don't work with columns. And the images will justify to the row height. Most of the time, I know, let's say 50-50 of the time it's going to work perfectly, but sometimes if you go over a certain area, you're going to see you have this white space. And then you just play gently with the slider. You increase it a little bit. You see now it works, but now you've got really big gallery, which I'm not fond of. Or you go the other direction. You decrease it slowly until you get them all again there to that level. And that's how you're going to play around with it into 2 rows or 3 rows. And then you have control over the gap. And the last one is the slider, which allows you, you're going to have a lot of settings. We're not going to look into that, but it's basically a carousel, nicely slide the images, and you also have dot navigation at the bottom. I'll set it on grid. We're going to keep it easy. We're going to keep it on 1:1. And in this case, I'm going to keep it at 4 columns because I like these 2. Remember, you have the option for a light box, which means if somebody clicks on it, it will open a light box so it can be viewed. That though is set on the settings first tab. And then you have link lightbox. You can also remove it, but by default, the lightbox is activated. Lazy load, good idea to leave that on. And just like that, we have set it up, the section for the gallery. Let's go have a look on the front end so that you can see how it will display being a pro element and that it's actually not available for your pleasure. I will click save or Control S, Command S. Then go to the close button, copy URL, open a new tab and paste it. Let's look at our work. This was our hero section. And by using this pro element, now this banner shows up at the top telling you, this is an indication basically telling you, hey dude, you use the pro feature, you need to upgrade, or if you have a license key, pretty please enter it. Otherwise, if you don't, the following will happen. So I scroll down, here is my About Me section, and then when I get to my showcase, oh, it looks nice. Okay, Why doesn't it fade? Because we are within WordPress. So let's go open a private window. That's my bad. New private window. Paste that. And this time we should get the fade out. You can see the banner doesn't appear at the top. It's just a note for you. And as I scroll down, we get here to recent creations and it's faded out. So that's it. You cannot use this in the free version, but that's why it is great that if you don't want to use a license key or if you're not sure, you can still create the website and bring in the license key later. So what can you do if this is not working for you? What we can do is we work with a grid element. Actually, by creating this for free, there are so many ways you can do it, but I just want to use another element so that you understand how you can do this. I'll go to the gallery on the page and remove it. Go back to add, to basic, and we select grid, and it will drop below recent creations. Click on the plus in grid, and I'll type in image just one time and select it, and it drops it onto the page. Now I will go to the image and duplicate it 1, 2, and another one, so we have 4. So where does this 4 columns come from? That is how the grid is set. Select the grid, and I'll click on this image, then select one up to get to the parent level of grid. We go to the layout, and that is this first one that says grid, and it says items per row. This can actually be very complicated in some page builders. Breakdance has made this very accessible. Whenever you're working with something that you want to space across a container or your page, and you have them more or less the same size, then go for a grid. It's going to do a very good job for you. And you have again the power to decide how many items in this grid, in this row. If I want 3, I'll go down. You'll see it drop this one there. And if I want more, I can add more. We'll stick to this 4. We're going to try and make more or less the same thing that we did previously. Space between items. Let's make it 15. And then you have advanced options, background. We're not going to work with that. So what you need to do now in this case is you have to bring in each of those images individually. But hard work never scared any of us. We live to sweat. So we just bring in these images, and I'll do this quickly. And hopefully you have some idea of WordPress as I'm showing you this. If you don't, there are many other tutorials on the channel that will help you. And now we've brought them in, and you can see that they've also aligned. To bring in the second grid line, I'll select one of the images, then select the parent, go up to grid, and then click on duplicate. And now all I need to do is change out the images. And then add a little bit of margin between these guys. This one? I'm confused now. It looks like I'm using the same one. These pots all look the same to me anyway. And the last one, this one. If there are a few duplicates in there, we don't know either. So to add space, we can do it at the top or the bottom. I'm going to click on this one, go up to the grid, and this is spacing. So control panel on the left, spacing, margin, bottom, and you can also draw it on the page. I'll add it here, 15, because we want to keep it the same for all of them. And there you've created that grid. Easy peasy, right? The only difference is that with the gallery element, you have all that extra flexibility. Plus, when you open the light box, you can cycle left and right through that. With this one, though, let's have a look at our displays for different devices. The first one will be tablet landscape. Big mistake I made here. I didn't do the responsive design to the first grid, so the second grid could have just adapted, but that's fine. Let's select the grid, items per row, and I'll keep it on 4. Same for this one. And that is just a default setting that Breakdance gave us. Breakdance said, I guess on the tablet you will probably want 3. But in this case, we said we want 4. Then we go for the next tablet, and I'll keep this. I think this looks pretty good. Then I'll go to phone landscape, and I'm going to do the following. For the first one, let's select the grid, go up 1, items per row, we'll make it 2. And then for the next one, I am going to disable this on a mobile device. When you have this strong image-based desktop design, you probably want to reduce some of them on the mobile device. What we're going to do is we're going to instruct the grid element not to appear on mobile device. And that's also a great feature with the responsiveness. Something you also have to get used to, hiding stuff and revealing stuff on certain displays. This is the first time we will be venturing into the world of the extra settings or advanced settings in the tab at the control panel on the left. So click on that. Yet Breakdance was kind enough to actually tell us hide on breakpoint. So the breakpoint is whenever you go to a new display. So when you go from tablet to mobile, that is a breakpoint. Select, and I will hide it on phone landscape and phone portrait. Now you can see, once I do that, it becomes grayed out. Am I in the grid? No, I'm in the image. My mistake. Let's just uncheck this. We all make mistakes, JP. It's okay. Let's just make sure we select the grid. I'll go up one parent. There we go. Get into settings, hide on breakpoint, and hide phone landscape and phone portrait. And now you can see it becomes grayed out. What the grayed out tells you is that when you view this on a mobile device, whether it's landscape or portrait, it will not appear. And we can go to our phone portrait and you will see the same. But there is one thing that you have to remember. You are designing this. You want to have a good idea of what's going on your page while you are designing. And the problem is this is taking up space and may throw you off while you are designing. You want to actually remove this as well. And that is the option you have here in Builder Preview. And you just say grayed out, which is the current setting, or hidden. When I select hidden, it's going to hide. If later on you want to bring it back, maybe you change your mind and you want not to hide it, then you just go back to settings, hide on breakpoint, in Builder Preview, and select grayed out. For this tutorial, I'm going to leave it on grayed out so that you can see it's here. Let's save our work. Do you remember the shortcut key? Control S, Command S. You can preview. Do you remember that shortcut? Alt P, Option P. And it's already in our mobile portrait. So you can see if we go, it's going to be grayed because this is your preview within the builder. And as we drag it, our grid becomes 4 basically columns. Let's look at it on the front end and I'll bring in my developers app, Sissy. Let's go down to the bottom. First do a desktop. We know this one, we know this one, and now we know this one. Let's go have a look then at the tablet and the mobile device. Scroll down, and here we go. And on tablet, we have 8 images, and on mobile, only 4. And that's our gallery section for Letabo and Thule pottery.